I see an unhealthy obsession with Eastern practices in the West, within Western men. And I share this through my own experience as well. In the 2 years where I was focused on practice, they were the least authentic and spiritual I ever was. And now I'm seeing many other men step into those and think this is the path, that in order for them to become enlightened, they must practice diligently every day. And this is an illusion. We're Western. We're from the West. Our ancestry is from the West. Our bloodline is from the West. We are not designed to meditate in the cave and become enlightened. This is not our path. I have not met a man who I've gone, you know what, I think that's his path. He should just meditate every day. No. And a lot of this comes from fear and shame and spiritual conditioning. Obviously, these practices can be of a complement or benefit to your life, but it is the life that is your school. It is your life that is your rites of passage. It is the life that is your practice. These are the three things as a man I think are fundamental basics if you want to live a powerful, connected life in the Western world. The world is not evil. We need to dance in the world and connected to something higher. This is the path of a man. A good woman requires this as well. Women are nature. Women are a good reflection of where we're at. And your obsession with practice shows me you're not fully engaging with the life. It's not uncommon for me to say, hey bro, what's up? And someone says, just journeying deep with breath work. This is disassociating from life. And I understand as a man, there might be a chapter where you need to have some alone time and reconfigure and let things fall away, and you might get into practice, but it's this obsession and this thinking that this is what I need to do to become something blah, 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 that is really holding men back. The three things that I see as essential for a man of growth are engage with life fully. Life is your school. Life is your rites of passage. Life is where we move through fears. We push boundaries. We become self-conscious, insecure. We work through these things. Engaging with the life ignites our spirit. Engaging with people, connection, nature, doing the things that light you up. This is a spiritual practice. For me, it's like right now I'm getting into pool. I'm playing a lot of pool and I love it. I'll go play pool for 2 hours. I'm present the whole time. That's a spiritual practice. I don't need to sit there and focus on my breath the whole time. It just becomes a part of your life. But you thinking that this is when I do spiritual stuff and this is when I do, no. The whole thing just becomes intertwined and there's less fixation on having to focus on these things. If you have a practice, beautiful, cool. If you don't, cool. Don't let anyone tell you you're not spiritual because you don't meditate or do yoga. These things are a complement to your life, but if you're not engaging with life fully, you're missing out on all of the growth. You're missing out on testing where you're actually at. Now, engaging with the life fully, there might be a stage, as I said, where you're doing the little recluse phase, but you need to get really disciplined on listening to the voice inside of you and understanding when it's actually time to move out. Manly P. Hall says, those who live the life shall know the doctrine. I love that quote. It is saying that if you sit at home and read these spiritual texts, they will not show you them full selves unless you've lived a full life. I think it's inevitable if you live a full life, you will know God. The deeper and deeper you go, you have more experiences that illuminate different things. Engage with the life. The second one in the West that I see is probably the most fundamental knowledge-based topic that can help you in this world is understanding female psychology and masculine feminine dynamics. Most men know if they marry the right woman, a great woman in a beautiful relationship, that their life will be so much better than marrying the wrong woman. Getting with the wrong woman is the biggest lesson for many men. And this doesn't necessarily mean wrong woman. It means that you didn't navigate the situation well. As men, we have full accountability. So if you, at the end of it, I got with a psychopath, well, that's your fault. You didn't know, you didn't see the red flags, or you felt them and went against them. You need to understand female psychology and the dance of the masculine and feminine. I believe this is the biggest portal on earth right now, and it probably always has been. To put it in mathematical terms, oneness, God, split into two, masculine and feminine. The union of the masculine and feminine is our way back. To not spend time to understand the dynamics that women require. They almost require you to understand them better than they know themselves. You are the leader. You are the masculine. You are here to lead them spiritually, to provide and protect in this 3D realm where they can protect you in the unseen realms. And the union of that is the most power you will feel. And the flip side is that relationship can destroy your life. And if you're just raw dogging out there with no knowledge and fundamentals of female psychology and how to navigate relationships, I feel like you're missing out and putting yourself at risk. Breathwork's not going to help you in relationship at all if you don't understand the feminine deeply. This is my expertise. This is where I put my attention, and understanding even the way of nature through the masculine and feminine lens to me just makes perfect sense to my mathematical brain. Lastly, as a man, the sacred masculine is action. We need to take action. Just like a woman is a perfect mirror for where we are at, that's why relationships are so great. Taking action will reveal yourself to yourself. Taking action, you are dissolving fears, you are breaking blocks, you are having the inner child flare up, you are able to move forward. And these actions can be minute. Don't think taking action must be, I need to start my own business. Listen carefully to your call. These can be so minute, like paying a bill or talking to someone or doing your washing, but listen to the call and start going from that call. Because once you do, that voice gets stronger, that connection you get stronger, and the actions keep revealing themselves. Taking the first step of action can unlock your wisdom and the things that are stuck behind it. We need to take action when we hear the call. Don't get confused on action has to be this. Action could be a recluse phase, but we need to get clear on what that voice is. As men, we need to engage with the life fully. Because this is where we get to see if we're actually authentic or actually as wise or actually as powerful as we think we are. It doesn't matter if you sit on your pillow and have this blissed out moment if you then go into the world and feel a bit scared and run back. Engaging with the life, understanding female dynamics, and taking action as a man, for me, are the three fundamentals. If you're doing your breathwork, your yogas, your ice baths, and they're complementing that, awesome. But focus, putting your attention on this practice and getting obsessed with it is taking you away from the life, which is actually your biggest growth and barometer of how you are operating. As men, as Western men, we are not here to become enlightened in the cave. And the Eastern practices, unfortunately, are taking people further away from who they are sometimes. Let's say my practice now, I go to the gym 3 times a week. How often am I thinking about going to the gym during my week? Not at all. When I'm at the gym, I'll gym. When I get obsessed with it, that's when I get injured or get fat or get it doesn't work. I can see it in nature. It doesn't want me to be obsessed with these things. That's just a thing I do. It's not something I talk about to other people. There's so much more to life. There's so much connection. There's so much spark. There's so many things we can learn from engaging with the life fully, from doing the things that light you up. And if there's a voice in your head, that is that's not what spiritual people do, or that's not what conscious people do, you need to understand that that is a program. You need to understand that that is conditioning. That voice is not real. In the West, if you're wanting to be enlightened, I have a strong feeling that in the West, we are to move through the world, to burn off infatuations, to burn off karma, to go down all these twists and turns so you can rest peacefully on your pillow when you're 72, watching your grandkids run around. As Westerners, we are not designed to just recluse from life. As a man needs to be in the world, not of it, connected to something higher. Whether you want family and women and all these things, cool, you have free will, it's up to you. But we need to focus, I believe, on the right things. As I said, this is information to my previous self who was focusing on all the wrong things, trying to be spiritual rather than embracing the fullness of himself, bringing a higher level of consciousness to whatever I do that makes anything spiritual. Eastern practices have a place, but in the West, most of them got hijacked, like yoga and meditation, that you can meditate in the morning, go to a job you don't like, be a bit disgruntled by the end of the job, then go to your yoga practice, bliss out for a bit and go back to the shitty job the next day. It's a little trap. It's a little cope trap. It's a little bit make you not think of the other questions because you can numb yourself out. I'm not saying everyone does this. You should understand your own relationship with it. But for me, engage with the life, engage with relationships, women, understand masculine and feminine dynamics. And once you feel the call, take the action because you don't know what's behind it.